The term reflective practice has firmly entered the vocabulary of professional education in a number of different fields, including nursing, teacher education, and social work. But what is reflective practice? And what does it mean to be a reflective practitioner? David Boud defined reflection as a conscious activity in which we engage to explore our experiences and develop new understandings and conceptualizations. Learning from experience is one of the most fundamental forms of learning, but it has tended to be less valued within formal education until recently. In the 1970s, the information transmission model of education was predominant. In this model, the role of the educator was to provide knowledge, and the role of the learner to absorb it. Paulo Freire, the Brazilian educationalist, argued against this banking model of education, which he characterized as the educator making deposits in a passive, disempowered learner. Other educationalists, such as David Kolb, argued that greater emphasis ought to be placed on the learner's ability to actively construct knowledge. Kolb's model of experiential learning, founded upon earlier work by Dewey, Lewin, and Piaget, characterized learning as a process whereby each individual reflected on their experiences to construct and reconstruct their understanding and skills. John Dewey placed great emphasis on reflective thought and saw it as an important part of a cycle that enabled us to learn from experience. He believed that reflective thought began when we found ourselves having an experience that raised some difficulties or dilemmas, which he referred to as a felt difficulty. From this experience, Dewey argued, we then set about reflecting on the problem, asking ourselves the question, what's going on? We conceptualized the problem, considering and analyzing potential solutions, asking, what might I do? We experiment or act by trying out a possible solution. Finally, we consider whether that solution was effective and how it might be further adapted in the future. Within professional education, our interest is not so much in learning from a single experience or learning in the short term, but more in a long-term developmental process that enables learners to develop well-grounded professional knowledge and skills. Dewey suggests we consider professional development as a developmental spiral, where the learning from one cycle stimulates the beginning of another, and so on. This provides us with a process that allows us to reconstruct our knowledge and skills in light of new experiences. One of Donald Shern's greatest contributions to professional education was to stress the role of reflection within the learning process. Examining professional practice, Shern identified two types of reflection: reflection in action and reflection on action. Reflection in action, sometimes described as thinking on our feet, is the process that allows professionals to reshape the situation or activity on which they are working while it is unfolding. Reflection in action is generally associated with the experience of surprise. Shern suggests that by reflecting in action, professionals reflect on unexpected experiences and conduct experiments which serve to generate both a new understanding of the experience and a change in the situation. Reflection on action involves reflecting on an experience or situation after it has occurred. When professionals reflect on action, they explore what happened in that particular situation, why they acted as they did, whether they could have acted differently, and so on. Reflection on action is often associated with reflective writing, in which professionals reflect on their experiences and examine alternative ways to improve their practice. Learners are often asked to write a great deal during a course of professional education. They may be asked to write to demonstrate knowledge, to express an opinion, or to evaluate a theory. For many learners, expressing themselves in the written word is a challenge, and for some, it can provoke intense anxiety. Learners also have to learn that different styles of writing are appropriate in different contexts. The highly structured format required within an agency report is different from the scholarly writing of an academic assignment. Reflective writing is different from formal academic writing or structured agency report writing, although it underpins both. Reflective writing is a form of writing that can be beneficial to learners throughout their professional career. Developing this style of writing can add depth to the process of reflection and enhance the effectiveness of professional practice and the service offered to clients. A common tool used to develop skills in reflective writing is the use of a reflective journal. A reflective journal can help learners process their thoughts, feelings, and actions. By committing reflections to paper, the learner can stand back from them and create another opportunity to reconstruct knowledge, awareness, and practice. Writing reflectively is a skill developed over time, and so needs practice and perseverance. For many learners, using a structure or framework to guide their reflective writing can be of considerable assistance. Jenny Moon has suggested that using a structure can enable learners to reflect on the appropriate issues and help them move on in their thinking.